Okay, guys, I have gist for you.
What gist?
Let me break it down.
Hey guys.
Hello, guys.
Welcome to another episode of I Have Just For You.
All right, we are back. And this might not come out on Black History Month, but it is.
It's coming out Black History Month. It's coming out Black History Month. We're going to do it. So what we're talking about today is just our experiences growing up. Being black British Nigerian babes.
Yeah,
that's accurate. Growing up in the UK, what our experience has been like, what tips and tricks we've learned. Is there even any way to manage this thing? Really, it's just our stories. I don't think we have tips and tricks. If you guys can share tips and tricks with us, that we wouldn't mind that.
Growing up black, what is it like?
Yeah, where did you grow up? What was your...
So I grew up in Hertfordshire. We moved there in 1999 because we lived in London. We moved to Hertfordshire. It was very, very white back then. Imagine. Now it's so much more like mixed community. But it was very, very white. Yeah. And it's funny, I remember unlocking memories. I remember when we first moved in, like in the first year of where I still live to this day, we had people throwing eggs at our door and like shouting these kids on our road, because we have a massive road. They were shouting all these like racist slurs and stuff and throwing eggs at our door. It got really peak. We had to get the police involved because why were we being harassed? Like we just want to live there in peace. We didn't like say anything to anyone. We were nice neighbours. And it was wild. I remember one day, story time. One of the little boys threw eggs at our door. I don't know what he was trying to do, like knock knock. You know
the dumb games.
Yeah, dumb games. And my mum nabbed one of them.
Remember where you are in your life.
She nabbed one of them. The way she nabbed him, I remember like standing at the door, I was shook because I was so scared. I was like, how old is I? 12, 10? I was like, we're gonna have to move somewhere else. But she nabbed one of them and my mum called the police. She was like, you're not going anywhere. Because it had been a current thing and we're all like,
of course, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so we called the police. My mum called the police and the police took the little boy to his house with my mum. Mum was like, if
try this one more time.
Yeah. Then you're gonna get charged because like leave them alone. And after that we were peaceful, but it was a scary time. But after that we weren't troubled. But it was just very, very different.
Because what is the problem? Yeah,
what is the problem? I didn't really understand it fully when I grew up. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, but it still doesn't make sense. So and then it got better over time. It got a bit more mixed. The community got more mixed. So I felt a bit more comfortable living there. Okay. What about you?
I was born and grew up in Kingsbury.
Okay.
Which still is a predominantly Asian area.
I was gonna say that's predominantly Asian area.
So that was its own experience. I was really young. We left Kingsbury when I was about 6. And then I spent most of my time growing up in North West London. Mm-hmm. I felt like, now as an adult, I can say I grew up as a very privileged person. Yeah. My parents, like,
they did
the stuff. Like, I have to commend them. I grew up in North West London, nice-ish area. Yeah. We lived very close to an area that wasn't so nice. So I could see it. Yeah. But I was not exposed to it at all. Yeah. And then primary school. My first primary school was predominantly Asian, just from the area I went to.
Yeah, fair.
I don't even remember it. Like, my parents would tell me stories about it, but I have wiped that from my memory. I don't know if good things happened. I don't remember. Then I moved to a private school for a bit. For a few years. No, oh my gosh. Who goes to a private primary school? I feel like my parents are so erratic. What? Like, who even told them about it?
About this primary
No, honestly.
Wow. What was it like?
I did ballet.
No, yeah.
I did
when
tap.
When you told me that she did ballet, I was like, what's ballet?
I did ballet, I did tap, I did drama. Even our secondary school didn't offer drama as a subject. It was cool. I was only there for about 2 or 3 years. Okay. But there was only one other black girl. Her name's Zoanthe. If she ever hears this, can you say hey? Because I feel like I've been looking for her my whole life. But yeah, there wasn't other black people. I feel like as I'm talking, I've been really acclimatized to be around white people and like people and not necessarily be around black people. And I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Do you know?
Secondary school, definitely, but not primary school. I never. At my primary school, a lot of people went there. It was very multicultural.
Okay.
Yeah, there was loads of. I felt like there was,
Really?
but it's actually perspective. People who went to a primary school where there was actually loads of black people will tell you there was no black people at my primary school. But
Really?
there was quite a few of us. Now, if I think about my class picture,
Schools, yeah.
Yeah.
No, my class picture is just me.
oh my
I
gosh,
was the only black in the village.
I'm so sorry.
I was the only black in my year in primary school. But it didn't really... I personally...
The awareness of it when you're young isn't there.
Because they didn't treat me like I was an anomaly. I didn't get any racism, actually, thank God, when I was in primary school. They really just treated me like just a normal person. I'm grateful for that, because God knows it could have been
That's why
something else.
Racism isn't inherent.
Right?
It's a taught
It's
thing
definitely
because
a taught thing.
kids,
Right?
you don't see that.
They're learning from their parents.
Yep.
So I'm
get
glad
into that.
The ones I went to school were raised right. But thank God. But actually, saying that, there's obviously you have a few incidents, and I remember when not your Holy Communion, your confirmation. So we did confirmation classes, and we went to this retreat, this kind of church retreat for a couple of days. You stay over the weekend, and I remember one of the guys, because we were all from the same primary school, so we was getting to see each other again after a few years. It was nice, and one of the guys said to me, "Oh, is there we were walking?" He was like, "Oh, I thought you'd be more black than this." Excuse me. I was so angry. I was so vexed. And I was like, what do you know about being
black?
Come, let's talk. And he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it. No, you meant it. You as a white boy, what do you know about being black? And then I feel like he was expecting the stereotypical kind of maybe South London accent and doing all that. No. And that's one thing that annoyed me growing up,
Coconut.
Being
You're acclimatized, you're always around white people.
Yes,
suddenly you sound similar to white people.
Oh my God.
Suddenly you're not a black person again.
Right? So I'm not allowed to be black.
I'm not allowed to be black at all.
I hated that growing up. Listen, don't let people invalidate your blackness because you speak a certain way, you go a certain place.
You're not,
dress a
there's no
place.
stereotype
There is no
of black
stereotype
people.
We come in all different shapes, shades and sizes. Okay, period. Okay, that's how I have to say.
No.
That memory really fire in my belly because I used to hate that growing up. But apart from that, I don't really have many incidents like that. So yeah, I was okay.
No, primary school was... Yeah, primary school was okay. My primary school, I don't have race experience. The primary school I call my primary school, I wasn't even there for that long. But it was really multicultural and it was really cool. I went there late and they really embraced me.
Yeah.
So my complaints are minimal about my primary school.
That's cute. What about secondary school now?
Me and Ella went to the same secondary school.
We went to the same secondary school. It was predominantly white, but there was a few more black people.
Was there? Oh, for you.
Me.
Okay.
Remember our experiences?
Yeah, our experiences are different. Okay, you go.
Me, in my year...
I'm going to count it.
Right?
Now. No, yeah, see?
Maybe there were 5, 6.
Nah, this is wild.
Black people.
That's not a lot of
year. And remember, secondary school, there was 5 different forms in 1 year.
There
as
was.
To, one class that you have in primary school.
So out of 150 people, 5 of them.
No, yeah, that's the ones I can even remember. Maybe a couple more, and that's literally just a couple.
I didn't know it was 5 in your year. I don't think there was more.
Yeah, there wasn't that many more.
Nah, yeah. I think there could have been. I don't know. Let me not say loads. Because if there's 150 people and less than 20 of them are black, that means there can't be loads of black people in that place.
Yeah.
I really liked our secondary school.
No, I really enjoyed secondary school. We went to an all-girls school.
Yeah, all-girls
school.
A lot of the other schools in the area were private schools, and our school really wanted to pretend to be one. It worked in our favour.
Right?
We got the perks of
being a
private school. Got good trips.
Right.
Got acclimatized to also a different lifestyle that I wasn't necessarily seeing in my day to day. Even going to people's houses and they have a pool.
Yeah, big rich.
They have a cinema room. No, people are rich. And it did. I feel especially when I was younger, when I was in secondary school, it really did fill me with the confidence that the way I'm living now has no boundaries on the life I can create for myself. And I definitely think. Just because it was exposure, it was just these people don't have 2 heads, and I was always so interested. So what did your mum do? I'm not being an ameba, but so what does that job look like? I remember meeting some girl and her dad created a part that's for a plane or something, and it's nobody else can create it, only he can create it. So now they're what, like millionaires? You know, like, yeah, so you can add value. It just, I feel like that's one thing I learned from secondary school.
Yeah.
But our secondary school was really white.
Yeah.
And that comes with its own journey.
Yeah, it does.
Would you like to?
I think for me, because where I came from,
You are used to it.
right? I think our perspectives are a little bit different because I was so used to this. Even seeing more than me just being the black person was like, this is so cool. Like, there's other people that look like me.
Okay.
It was so cool for me. I was like, wow. This is great. I was so used to being around, being the minority and being the majority being white people. It was cool for me.
Yeah,
And,
no, very comfortable in that environment.
Very comfortable in that environment for me. I didn't really see no different.
I feel like I definitely got comfortable. I feel like I wasn't uncomfortable at Loreto.
Yeah, same. I never.
It was a lovely school where they but there wasn't, I didn't get black history.
Yeah.
Everything I know about being black, I've taught myself. I wasn't necessarily immersed with other black cultures where I was learning about things.
No.
It really narrowed my black experience down because there was no black experience at our secondary school.
Do you know what? At all. Now that you say that, for me, it was just so, I was so happy to see more than me being a black person. But you're right. There was no black history.
There was no black experience.
There was no black culture in the school.
But
we even celebrate Black History Month. God knows.
I'm sure we did. I'm sure we did.
And stuff in history class. But yeah, I wonder if they teach Black history now in schools. I gotta ask.
No, they should. I will say there wasn't many black people in my year, but when it came to most of my friends during my school period for the early years were predominantly white. Yeah. Which was almost. Yeah, which was interesting. Yeah. I went to a very Nigerian church. So I felt like so it was a big contrast. I got my black experience at church. I wasn't lacking, but it was a Nigerian church. I got a Nigerian experience. I even got a Yoruba experience. Let me know if
See, I've never been to a Nigerian church now that I'm older, just to visit and stuff, but I've never been part of a Nigerian church.
It was every Sunday from my life.
I was a Roman Catholic, majority white church in Hertfordshire. So what was that like going to Nigerian church? Because I don't even know. Growing up, what was it like?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Personally, I went there my whole life. I still go to that church from a baby. Yeah. So they were my family, my actual, a tribe, people who care about you, and it was nice. I feel like I got to see people who really loved God at my church. There's some aunties I think about and I'm like, oh yeah, there's stuff. One auntie told me, sometimes it's hard to read your Bible, so I'm going to share it with you guys in case any of you want to start reading your Bible. There's a Proverbs for every day of the month. So you could just read one for the related day. I actually probably something that when I was 10 years old. And sometimes when I'm just struggling, I'll just do that. So I got a lot of foundations of my Christianity, even when I was running from God. Yeah. It was from that church. And it's great to see, I still, follow a lot of people from church on, social stuff. And they're all doing so well, which is amazing. I actually feel like my brothers and sisters are in the world. I'm oh my gosh, guys, it's amazing.
Oh, that's so good.
So it's nice. I'm still in touch with some people. The church was a family. One of them is my dad's, my godbrother. Yeah. They're not, distant people.
You never see again, they're around.
So, no, but... my church was in a blackish area. Most people who came from my church went to black schools. Church is where I got to be an Oreo. Whereas because of where I was growing up in London and our school being in Hertfordshire, a lot of the black girls in our school were like Eze. Yeah. In that they went to school in Hertfordshire all their lives. That's been their exposure. I went to London schools. Private school, I went to London schools. Yeah. Yeah, at church I was an Oreo, and then at school I was really black. Yeah. And nobody...
being the same person and being completely two different things in two different places. Wild.
At school, wouldn't use the word ghetto, but I'm sure people did.
Do you think so?
And not necessarily ghetto. I feel like it was just... I was just really black.
Just blackity black.
Blackity black. And I just think no black person who met me felt like that. Ever.
Right.
But... The white people in my school definitely said so.
Okay. No, I can see why you think that.
I was quite lucky that when we got to do GCSEs and stuff, I was put into class with another black girl. Obviously, our year was big. Yeah. There was actually 4 or 5 classes of 28, 30 people. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Massive. So there's people you see. We've all been in the school for years. And got sat next to this just cute little black girl. Aww. And that's how we just became like the best of friends, and ended up in a group with like 4 black girls, and really stabilized me in my identity of being a black girl, because I didn't feel too black. I didn't feel like an Oreo. Right. I was really able to, and like 2 of them were Hertfordshire babes, and we really dragged them into London, and we all had the London experience. I feel like it was really good for me, and it was something I needed exposure to. Yeah. Or I would have died at the uni we went to. And we went. Are we going to tell them we went to? I'm sure we've told them we went to uni. Yeah. We're going to tell We'll tell them we went to uni.
Yeah.
We're DMU girls.
Montfort University. We are DMU babes.
We are DMU girls.
And you know what it is? If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you know,
no, but doesn't everyone know? Have you ever told someone you go to DMU and they don't cock their head to the side?
Do you know what's so funny? Really? Yeah. When I applied to that uni...
Did you know?
No. The degree that I wanted to do wasn't a degree that was everywhere. There was only like 6 unis that did it in the UK at that time. There might be more now. So when I was doing my research, I liked how the course was
set up.
Yeah, it was setting me up for something great. I was like, oh my God, I want to go here. My sister's boyfriend at the time was like, oh, you're going DMU. Like, DMU's the place. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I've never heard of this uni until I researched my course. So I thought it was an unknown uni. I thought I was going to a uni, again, to be the minority and be like, majority white people. When I got there, wow. I said, come and see black people. Wow, come and see black people. I was shook at that. I said, wow. So and I always feel like we were the majority, but you keep telling me that we weren't.
How would we feel
like we were?
So black people were the majority at the university.
Maybe because I was now
What spaces were you in?
In the black spaces.
So yeah.
All the time. Like, I surrounded myself, and not on purpose. We just naturally gravitated to each other. Mostly black people.
I will say DMU is probably the first time we've even had a facility to be surrounded around mostly black people. So like, it wasn't necessarily being drawn to it. Was
just because,
oh my gosh.
So many more there, so
it's very easy to be in a space.
Right? And what an experience it was.
I feel like I struggled.
You do say
I felt like a fish out of water. And I felt really unsure of my blackness. I felt like I was not black enough to be there.
That's so crazy to me.
Like,
I feel like, although we had similar and stuff, when I got to TMU, I was like,
I'm at home.
I found my place. These are my people. I was like, I felt so comfortable. And I remember someone asking me, like, how do you like feel like you've grown up with all these like people around you? How do you feel so comfortable? I was like, I don't know. I don't have a handbook to tell you, but I just feel so comfortable being here around all these people. It was just a natural transition for me, but
wow. Yeah, I did not. I felt very, and I find it so interesting because church on Sunday was like that, and that was fine. But I was in DMU for 3 years. Yeah, and it was even like the types of parties I had been to compared to what DMU parties, like it was such a different experience for me.
DMU and house parties, if you know, you know.
I feel like I wasn't confident enough for it. Like I wasn't ready.
Do you think that had to do with your own self-confidence?
Yeah,
and self-esteem?
No, definitely some of that, and just I wasn't ready to be in such a space. Right. But it was cool. Like, there's people at DMU that actually taught me how to cook.
Yeah.
Like, actually taught me how to cook. Like, I cook full time. Now, I'd be making Nigerian food in my house. Like, I was not making Nigerian food if I went to uni. I'd take that for free. But DMU made me a lot more comfortable in my blackness to just own it. I felt like I'd spent a lot of time being told I'm so black, or I'm an Oreo, and I'm this, I'm that. So when I then got into a black space and I was again an Oreo, it was just, a lot of back and forth at that stage. So I just...
So you felt like an Oreo at uni as well?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And I met people who felt like I was an Oreo too.
Because I never had anyone at uni that really questioned me, like...
And that's what I don't understand, because can you hear us speak?
Yeah,
no, you're pissing me off.
Even the way
then why did they say it to you?
In my year, they had all come from like East London, North London, South London. So we all spoke slightly different. I spoke slightly different. I've been living in Hertfordshire for how many other years?
Yeah.
No one really questioned me, like, why I sound like this, why do I speak so proper. They really just kind of embraced who I was, which made me then in turn feel so comfortable to just live my life and be who I am. And I thought, you know what, maybe that is contributed to why I'm so comfortable in who I am. And I'm very much, listen, I am who I am. And
nobody can.
Like it, and if you don't, that's it. So, yeah.
No, yeah. I
know.
And that's why, guys, you have to detach from the opinions of others.
Please,
like, that has been what's life changing for me. Because who can tell me how black I am now? What would they tell me? And like, what is their... Whose reality is that? Like, so it's that believing what people think and just being so driven by the thoughts of others.
I feel like finding your own self-identity.
Completely understanding it and being comfortable in that.
Living in it.
Literally. True
to who you are. Because, you know, it's so funny. I remember I had an ex. Story time. Quick story time. And he was Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. And obviously, I am who I am. I'm Hertfordshire babe. I speak like this. Cool. He had obviously a little bit of a Nigerian accent. He used to live there. And he used to, like, kind of belittle me and kind of make it seem like I wasn't Nigerian enough. And I never used to understand because, like, cool, I never lived there. I get it. I live in the diaspora. And all that.
I want to punch you in the face. And if people come and shout, it's her that's doing diaspora joke for you.
Tell me I've never lived in Nigeria. This is my truth. And he used to just always make it very known and clear that I'm not Nigerian.
You're not Nigerian enough.
And one day I lost my lid because I was like, let me tell you something. Whether you like it, whether I like it or not, I'm going to be Nigerian to the day I die. Whether I've lived there or not. Whether I live in Nigeria or not, whether I understand my language, speak my language or not, cook the food, live in the culture or not.
Tick every box you like me to tick.
As in, I'm going to be Nigerian. So all this like measuring, it's irrelevant to me.
Mind your business.
No, yeah, because my Nigerian is your Nigerian is maybe a different experience, and that's okay. We're all different. So please, also don't let people tell you you're not this enough or you're not that enough. You are who you are, okay? And that's it. Self-identity, so important. Literally, and just to embrace it. Please. And focus on it. Right. Oh, please. Anyway. Let's talk code switching, madam. Oh, that's my full-time job, honestly. Everywhere I have worked, bar my latest job. I feel like job versus social... And it's just at work. When I'm outside work, this is the shower that everybody gets. No, I agree. But at work... Yeah. It's like there's a meeting I had to record a couple of weeks back and I had to listen back to. And I was like, who even is this? What are you even talking? Like, how do you sound like this? No. Hi, yes. Yeah. And I feel like I want to do it for you guys now, but I can't do it on command. It's just very natural. Like when I'm out with my friends, I'm not going to talk the way I talk to you guys, the listeners, to you. I don't talk like that the way I talk at work. I'll pick up the phone. Like, hi, Essay speaking. How can I help? Like it's very different. Full-time telephone voice. I feel like it makes us. I feel like acclimatise more and feel more comfortable in whatever situation we're doing, which is why we do code switching. That's why I think we do it. I think so. Thing. I do think a lot of it stems from like going to really white schools. Sometimes you can't be that black. Sometimes you can't shout because then you're this angry black girl in the class. Boy. And I'm almost 6 foot and I've always been plus size. So I am now... I'm about to beat them. Like, it's all a war. It's turning something else. So, like, for me, I feel like that's something I've always had to manage. Like, don't get too mad. It's going to turn into something. Because it turns into something else. And I can say, as I will tell you, I've actually never been in a fight. And by God's grace, I'll never be in a fight. Because, anyway, fight me, you go to jail. No, yeah. Like, I'm a police babe. I will call 999 every time. So, like, the idea that I'm shouting and you think I'm going to beat you is so wild. So erratic. But just having to make yourself smaller in spaces, even when you don't realise sometimes. I don't know if I've ever really been conscious of me having to make myself, maybe I have unconsciously and I haven't known it, but I don't remember like a time when I felt like, even when that boy was questioning me, like, oh, I thought it'd be more black than this. I was like, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something.
Eze's been a thug.
Yeah? Let me tell you something. I really made him feel probably that small by the time I finished with that boy. Because what are you saying to me? Doesn't make sense. Yeah. I hate that.
What's it like being black in your field of work?
You know what? In my field of work, I love it. I love it. And it's cliche, but it is so true. Representation matters. Representation matters. And I'm feeling all warm in my heart because there's been a couple times when there's been black women at my work. And because I'm, what my role is, we call ourselves a coordinator because we coordinate where I work. I've had a couple of black women like, oh my gosh, like, it's so good to see a black woman in the position that you're in. Like, it's so encouraging. It makes me feel, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud. And I've just been like, oh my God.
No.
Where I work specifically, it is a lot of, it's mixed. I've got mixed colleagues, like black, white. I would say we are probably majority white, but there is a lot of, there's a black people, there's Asian people, so I feel comfortable. It's nice. It's not just majority white. There are, whereas as a student though, my God, I practiced in East London when it was majority black.
Okay.
There was only a few white people, and that experience was so interesting to me. Most of them were like aunties.
Okay, so it's a bit different.
And you know, it's very different. And to be very honest with you, it's not an environment that I would want to work in, which is why I didn't work there. I ran away.
Said I'm going somewhere else. I'm so sorry,
where I
guys.
practice, if you know, you know, but it wasn't for me. Like, there was one time I was on shift as a student, bear in mind, and this midwife was like, oh, she called me. She's like, oh, Eze, come on, do it. And I was like, oh, yes, like, I said her name, can't remember what her name was. I'll do that now. She was like, and you didn't even answer me, auntie.
I work. Don't get me and you in trouble, bro.
I had to ignore her and walk away because what are you talking about?
At work? Where do you think we are?
Where did you think we were outside? Don't do that.
Even if we're outside, Johnny from somewhere.
Auntie, in the workplace. I say, yeah, you lot are moving, man. I gotta go. No. Yeah, so personally, I love where I work. Very mixed. Feel very comfortable where I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
I work remotely because I hated offices.
Fair.
I was always one of you, and I don't understand it because I feel like if you think about, like, you hear black people tell you all the time they're project managers, but I never work with black people, you know.
No, yeah, because there's actually a few people
I know like, yeah. I'd say the most diverse environment I've ever worked in is the NHS. It will always be one of my favourite places to work as a PM because it's always so diverse. You will have a mix of people. You will find an auntie and uncle, and you will find somebody that can be your friend.
Right.
But like microaggressions around hair, like having to dress appropriately for work and not just, I hated the office. I hated the office. So
I hear it a lot. Like, just from like other podcasts,
the hair stuff's a lot in the office.
Is very, I don't understand it. Like, people be
really involved
in your head. Can you get out, please?
Like, really involved, and I don't want to talk to strangers about anything to do in my life.
Right.
Like, it's just work.
Yeah.
Where I'm working now, I actually went to a team day, and sat next to an older white lady.
Yeah.
And she looked around and she was like, I just love how diverse the team is. And, you know, as the only black person in the room, I just had to think, is it just? Isn't it just? Where I'm working out is great. The team are amazing. Like, I actually love them to bits. But there's never any black people anywhere. And it just, it upsets me. I feel like
black people
maybe I should change industry. Because, I'm always in predominant. Yeah. I'm Essay at work.
All right.
Yeah.
You've met a couple of my black friends from work.
Essay's work friends.
Yes, that's my
favourites. Like, they're honestly the nicest women I've met. Like, every time I'm so excited. Essay's refusing to have birthday dinner for us this year, so I don't get to see them. But we go again next year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody links up normally. We don't get to link up. Essay's birthday's coming up.
31 in a few days. So I'm recording this before the next recording. I'm going to be 31. All donations, I'll post a link to my PayPal.
Oh, yeah. Accepting gifts and that.
No, please. The cost of living.
The cost of living is too serious.
Don't worry, next episode.
No.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Being black, interesting experience. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Exactly. I love being black. I love being Nigerian so much.
I love being
It's my favourite thing.
I swear.
Like, so nothing about our change, and I wouldn't change any of my experiences.
No.
I think they've made me chef's kiss.
All
I love it.
Been lessons, life lessons.
No, honestly.
Long-term lessons, short-term lessons. It's been a lesson. It's been so interesting. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, as much as I didn't love Eze's university, I did really like our secondary
GMU
school.
was a time.
It was a lot. It was
God,
a lot.
oh my God,
I didn't like raving. Like I feel like I was not meant to be there.
Raving,
like there was
partying.
just so much. I hated parties. I hated raving. There was like
that much. When I went to that university,
Eze was out. You know me and Eze weren't friends, but anywhere I'd see Eze. I'd be seeing her in the middle of the dancery. Actually,
I was
serious.
Time and I would not change that time.
I love that for you.
No, right?
No.
Yeah. Good times, eh?
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Are we gonna look into a dilemma?
Okay, because we're gonna do dilemma of the week. So, what is our dilemma of the week? You gonna take it away from us?
Okay. Hey guys, I've been enjoying the show. I wanted to see if you could help me. Thanks. No, oh my gosh, enjoying the show. I'm 28 and I've been with my partner for about 4 years now. I love him and probably always will, but our sex life has taken a drastic turn. Drastic is much, boy. Our relationship started with great sex, spontaneous and enjoyable, but honestly, the last 6 months of this relationship have been draining. Mainly external factors, but still affected us. It's had a horrible impact on our sex life. Wow. I do not feel attracted to him anymore, and even when I masturbate, I think about past partners. I love him, and we have invested so much time. I thought we'd get married, but I really don't know where to go from here. Madam.
Madam. Call madam. Let me talk to you. Come closer.
Quick. One.
Okay.
I think you're single, babe. Sometimes we're single and not ready to admit it. Yeah. That's real life. And that's like okay.
You can just hear that she's not ready to admit it. Not being attracted to your partner is it's a tried and tested it just to see
if it will work.
There's this great guy. He was so in the face, handsome. Everything below that, questionable.
What does that even mean? For a man as well, like no, that's so interesting.
And I forced it. And
I'm gonna see a picture.
Boy, yeah, I'll show her. Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like, ill. Don't touch me. And I feel like she can hear. She's
to masturbate and think about somebody else.
You're not even thinking about Maurice
Chestnut. See, that's my babes. This is my babes. Like random, strange men that you don't like anymore, rather than the person the page might be. Come on, guys. And I don't think you should tell him either. I think you should actually tell him that what I'm not attracted to you anymore. I'm leaving.
What should she now say?
No, that's me.
She just make up lies.
No, she tell the truth. No, tell her the truth. No,
but I think
the masturbate and keep to yourself though. Like I just don't know. That's a blow.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it sounds like there's other stuff going on in there.
She said there's external factors, but she didn't say what.
Okay, so clearly maybe you guys have grown apart and it was just your time. It was just your season and maybe your season's ended. I
want to play on the other side of the advice.
Okay, you'll be the devil's advocate?
I don't know. I feel like maybe an angel's advocate.
Okay.
Sex is interesting. Sex is cool.
Yes, it is.
But everybody's sex life is not amazing in their whole relationship.
True.
People's sex lives take dips.
Okay.
And what have you done to look into the reason for the dip? And have you communicated that with your partner? Because you no longer being interested in sex and just like what does that look like? Sorry. What are you like? What have you communicated? What have you tried? What have both of you tried? Because if you
have you not tried
4 years, you love him, but I will say,
get married.
Are you not attracted to your partner anymore, or you're over the thing you've been doing for the last week? Like you're just tired of that, and you want
boring, same old routine, maybe.
Especially with external factors like.
I think she really needs to sit down and discover what is it. Have you fallen out of love with him?
Yeah,
like maybe you can do stuff to spice up your
sex life.
You
know?
There's toys,
literally, there's Google.
No,
there's definitely
Kama Sutra, all them things there.
Kama Sutra, is it?
My mom's gonna be looking at
you know, honestly, my mom listened, said she listened to the last episode, so I'm just hosting myself, wondering where Eze's going next.
I'm going nowhere.
Because
to church. But
I'm not playing with her.
Maybe try discuss with your partner. Conversate. I'm almost talking about communication. Communicate with your partner this. Let's try something different. And when you think you've tried everything that you are comfortable to try, and you feel like it's still not working, then that's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
It's time.
I feel like there's a lot of earnest people to leave relationships. It's not good right now, so leave. Like, you call your friend, he did this, so leave. Which is cool. I would say, do you want to see the current state of this market?
The girls are saying
if you're not, like, as well, you're not going to be willing to settle, which is fine. But in the relationships you're in, if you're happy and things aren't working, you have to try and fix them. Yeah. Like, you can't just run away.
Come on, therapist, come through. Through.
Yeah, you have to try. But if it's worth trying, nobody is harming you. Nobody's making your life worse. Yeah. Relationships are meant to add value in all, like, romantic, non-romantic.
Yeah. Also, at the same time, no one is forcing you. You used to do this because you love him and you see a future together, not because,
Because, the masturbating thing is wild.
Yeah.
Like, but I also feel like...
Morris Chestnut's is. Anyway.
I don't know, there's just so much available before your ex is. Do you know what an ex is? Gosh, past parcels. No, honestly. Yeah. Just have a think.
Have a think, try. And maybe just go.
And if it's too much to try, then go. But
like I said, it's not.
No, literally. But if you can try, then definitely try.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. That's some advice for you.
Okay. I think that's us for today.
That's us for today.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed listeing. Tune into the previous. Okay.
Episodes. Last one was trust issues, which
that was interesting.
We had some fun in.
So have a listen to that before you listen to this. But yeah, I guess we'll see you guys soon.
Lovely. Take care, everyone.
Bye.